Hey guys, this is how I deal with failure. And I hate this word, but probably the best name for this, it would be a feeling of destiny. And so, first of all, let's define failure, okay? What is failure? Failure is when you basically give up. So, if you kind of can't do something, but then you don't give up, I don't think that's a failure. But in some cases, well, if you don't give up, that's just weird. So, it, the examples I'm going to use are my examples with job hunting. And why I'm talking about this now is because one of my fairly recent experiences reminded me about this attitude. Basically, I failed at a job interview, and of course, I have to give up. I can't just go back to that company and say, "Come on, guys, do it." So fail. That's like 100% I fail. But maybe I didn't fail. And so to explain that better, I will use a different story that, again, happened to me. And again, it's about job hunting. And I think every time that you fail in your life, you feel bad. But then I've learned through experiences that failures often come as opportunities. So here is the why it happens. Because when you try to do something, let's say you are trying to get a new job, you basically want to commit yourself. And when you fail, you are free. So you go back to your like square zero or square one. I don't know what's the name for that. But anyway, but if you are not busy anymore, if you don't get that job, for example, you're still free and you have more opportunities. And you never know what opportunity will be next. So here is a story from my life. Once I quit my job as a teacher in a kindergarten because basically I just didn't like working there. In hindsight, of course, I wouldn't do it now because like I just left without no backup option, and I struggled, and my bank account was going down. It was terrible. And so what happened was this. Around like the time when I still had about 2 months worth of like rent and living expenses left in my bank account, I find a job. And at that point, I'm like desperate. I need the job. I want to finish this kind of terrible situation when I'm not getting any money. And I find a job. I contact a person who is doing the hiring. And the job is to do dishwashing. I mean, this is how desperate I was. Dishwashing job, which is basically you travel like half a city one way, and then you just wash the dishes and maybe make sandwiches, and then you just go home and you get paid like $50 per day. But I was desperate, so I wanted to get the job. And so then I arranged the trial day, and everything is good. And then I get flu. And so I have this fever and I feel sick, but I'm okay. Like dishwashing is not such a complicated job that you can't do it when you're sick. But so here is my thinking. A person with the flu shouldn't be around food or plates or anything, right? I mean, like if you think logically, would you want anybody with flu dealing with your plate or dealing with your sandwich or whatever? Of course not. And so then I send a message to that person and I'm saying, look, I have flu and I can come if you want, but maybe I shouldn't. And then the response is, oh, okay, so then if you are like that, then you don't need to come. Obviously, you lack motivation to work. And I was like, oh my God, man, like motivation. Anyway, so of course I felt kind of like this is just ridiculous, and I felt disappointed, I guess. But so what happened next? So I failed, right? That job because I was sick. But what happened next was really interesting. In the next 1 month, within the next month, 1 month, I was contacted by a different company that I had applied like a half a year earlier, and they said, "Oh, we are looking for a teacher to work at our preschool." I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting," and they're saying that not only that. So I used to be an assistant teacher, which basically like the lowest teaching position you can get, and they're saying we are looking for an assistant teacher to become in the future to become the homeroom teacher, basically responsible for the whole classroom. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And so what happened? I got the job, I became the homeroom teacher, and my salary was, I mean, like the sky compared to that dishwashing crappy job. So here's my point. I failed, and that failure led me to an opportunity. So I wouldn't be able to take the opportunity had I taken that crappy dishwashing job, and I would probably hate my life. But I failed, and I could get a proper, decent, real job, which I kind of liked. I mean, mostly I liked it, and I learned a lot in the job, and now that job led me to my current situation, which I'm pretty satisfied with. So this is the pattern that you will probably see in your life as well. When you fail something, it doesn't mean that you fail and like that's it, the end of life. Your failure will probably lead you to another opportunity, and that opportunity will probably be even better. But of course, you have to like try to get every opportunity you can, because you never know which one will be the breakthrough that you're looking for. So, okay, sorry about the long conversation, and this is just like the story is long, and I don't know how to tell it shorter with details. So anyway, this is my story. I hope it helps you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.